Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter, and welcome to Goldilocks Global Banking News. I am your host. Folks, today Goldilocks is sharing some very powerful information related to global currencies as a result of the current war. Quite naturally, most people may want to know how a war affects currencies. Does it? Absolutely. Historically, wars have always affected currencies. Let's jump right into what Goldilocks is sharing today so that we can get to it. What Goldilocks is stating as it pertains to this topic is that we are at the beginning stages of three main things. Leveling the playing field, number one. A greater transfer of power, number two. And a greater transfer of wealth, number three. War, folks, is oftentimes the equalizer of many things. Although casualties and calamities are often a part of war, war is a sort of a rebirth. Based on reports, Goldilocks is stating, from early 2006, right now, as a result of this war, there has been a shutdown of a major port that transports oil. Iran has shut down what's called the Strait of Hormuz, through which roughly 20% of global oil and a third of the world's liquefied natural gas flows through, and it will likely trigger significant global currency shocks. Inflationary pressures are already showing, and severe economic stability is already moving forward. A sustained closure of this main oil thoroughfare, it could provoke a 1970s style energy crisis, with oil prices potentially surging past $130 a barrel, leading to substantial volatility in global currencies. What Goldilocks is identifying and showing is that there is now a major shift in the metals markets. What is going to back our currencies? Precious metals. Stabilizing currencies amid heightened volatility often occurs, and Goldilocks is showing that's exactly what's happening. The global metals market, which is your gold, your silver, so forth and so on, is undergoing a structural realignment, with prices increasingly migrating towards the east. Where is Iraq? Where is Iran? The Middle East. The Shanghai Exchange has emerged as a central hub. Where is that? Asia. Where is Vietnam? Asia. particularly with copper, aluminum, nickel, tin, and other precious metals such as gold and silver, which are the commodities that are going to be backing our currencies. There is a shift right now towards these commodities, aka precious metals. Key moves often originate in the Asian trading hours. The Western markets, Goldilocks is sharing, such as the London Stock Exchange. So as we see with the Asian markets, where commodity developments and demand is increasing, it shows a unique shift in the global currency markets. This eastward tilt offers meaningful potential for the currencies in the East. Through these reforms that are moving, it's allowing international brokers in the banking industry direct access, foreign currency collateral, and broader openness to boost global demand on various currencies. These dynamics, Goldilocks is sharing, can anchor the currencies, especially in the East, by providing alternative investment channels within the region. See, especially in a time of war, this is when the big money players look to move their money where they can make money more. The unfortunate reality of war is that currency is moved very heavily. Money, precious metals, are moved very heavily during war. War is big business for the big money players. And as this shift is occurring, think of it as the unfortunate reality of war that happens very quietly. This rebalancing that is occurring underscores a broader multipolar evolution in the commodities world, which, folks, again, it's commodities that will back our currencies in the new banking system. And it's sort of a blending of opportunities for money and metals that are going to back our currencies. There is a disruption through the Strait of Hormuz, which is it is a narrow pathway on the water right near Iran and Lebanon. As of March the 2nd, the shipping through this port, the Strait of Hormuz, this choking point, carries 20% of the world's oil. 20% of the world's oil flows through this port. While not formally closed, major shipping companies and insurers have suspended movements, making it effectively impassable for most commercial cargo. The Iranian Revolutionary Guards have issued warnings for no ships to pass through, prompting tank owners and oil majors and traders to suspend crude, fuel, and liquefied nitrogen gas shipments. This is all as a result of the war. What Goldilocks is stating is that, yes, this will drive global inflation across currencies. But folks, when I think of the closure of this port, it's like a canal. Think of a canal in the river and think of the birth canal. It is a pathway. This sustained closure will remove up to 20 million barrels of oil per day from markets, triggering an energy shock comparable to the 1970s. Are you aware that Iraq gets their energy from Iran? Are you aware of the residual effects this could have, not only on the world, but Iraq? Goldilocks is stating is that there is a revaluation in the metals market, where it's expected for the values of metals to go up. What's going to back our currencies? Metals. As the metals go up, they move currencies up. Precious metals are already surging as safe haven assets, where gold is inching towards $5,400 an ounce, silver 3% more. This reevaluation in precious metals offers a natural hedge against inflation and currency erosion. In short, Goldilocks is stating, this shutdown, the residual effects of this war, the final residual effects are to be determined. Although this port for oil to pass through hasn't been formally or legally closed in the traditional international sense, no blockade declared through standard maritime channels has officially been done. However, it is effectively closed for most commercial international shipping as of March the 2nd. What's happening right now, Goldilocks is stating? Following the U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran, the IRGC, which is the Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard, has begun to broadcast for no oil to pass through this port. Why does this matter? You may want to know. This port is the world's most critical energy, checkpoint. The residual impacts could hit every country around the world. This war may go on for quite some time. Iran has had a chokehold on Iraq and the Iraqi dinar for so many years. We're going to go into that more detail because the Goldilocks team is getting more information about this, and we're going to share it with you on Saturday Night Dialogues call. The long-term effect of this is hoped to not create a standstill around the world. However, there are contingencies that are in place. Outside of those contingencies, and if you hear reservation in my voice, the reason being is because of the loss of life of people in the midst of war. The unfortunate reality is the loss of life, but also the reality of how currencies can be positively affected. This is a touchy subject because of the loss of lives, but at the same time, we want to share with you if there is any if there is any light in a dark place in regards to war, that light is often reflective in currencies. This war, any war, is a transition from the old to the new. Whether it's old way of doing business, old way of doing things, old ways of existing to new ways of existing. The unfortunate but also fortunate reality is war gives birth to new opportunities and currencies that didn't exist before. If you look back historically, after most wars, currencies often move to their new values. There's a shifting, a rebirthing that often occurs. I do not want to go further into this topic in that much detail because of the loss of lives. But I will just end by saying this. Enjoy every moment of the life that you have. Love those that love you and love those that don't. Live in the moment, live in the now, and be grateful for every breath that you take. Be well, kind folks. We love you. We'll see you Saturday night and tomorrow. Take care.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.